Okay. So we started off with yellow fever.
Yeah.
Solid episode.
Not too much to dig into it.
No.
It's always fun watching Dean be scared.
Yeah, I mean...
Dean act out of character.
Yeah, and at that point, there was the suspicions of whatever Sam was going through with the yellow eye thing, whatever. But yeah, fun episode.
Was Yellow Eye Demon dead at that point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But... And I can't remember exactly what it was, but... It was something about Sam. It might have been about the time where he was doing the demon blood thing.
I think it was after that, but Dean was still, like, on edge about it.
Sure.
Worrying he would go back to it and whatnot.
Yeah. Then we did Mystery Spot. Another solid one was The Trickster, so we decided, okay, let's do another Trickster episode.
Right, because those two are connected because Dean dying.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
Dean was dying in yellow fever, so we did Mystery Spot, where he dies over and over.
A la Groundhog Day.
A la Groundhog Day, yeah.
Great. Another great episode. So then...
A lot of levity, very outside of plot lines.
Got heavy at the end.
Did, and it's interesting because at the end of it, Sam has gone through a bunch of experiences. They basically fast-forwarded some character growth into it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Oh, excuse me. So, okay, that's a Trickster episode. Let's do another one. Flipped a coin, landed on changing channels. Couple of things with that one. It's so meta. Because they're in a show and a show.
Oh, yeah. All the times they're like, I'm just glad to be out of the TV show. Just at least this is real life, all that stuff.
Yeah. There was that, because one of the shows they parodied was Grey's Anatomy, and they briefly mentioned the patient who was a ghost, but in Grey's Anatomy, like, that actually, it wasn't a ghost. I'm not even sure. I can't even remember exactly what he was. He was a patient. He died, but Katherine Heigl's character had a thing with him, whatever. But that character
saw him in her head, which is what they said it was in the show, too.
Yeah. That character was played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays John Winchester, which was just like,
That's the only reason they had that character show up.
Such a meta moment, and I love it. But
can we let's run through the shows they covered real quick. So it started out. The whole thing started because the Incredible Hulk killed a guy.
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
The TV, and in that we had the moment of.
Wait, did they just say Banner or Norton? No, Banner was the character name. No.
Bana.
Eric Bana from the 2002 Hulk.
Yeah, or Edward Norton.
2008 Hulk.
Didn't mention Ruffalo because...
Hadn't happened yet.
But we were like, Marvel tie-in.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, no, those movies are terrible. the TV Hulk. Lou Ferrigno.
So then they get trapped in Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
Then there's the Herpexia commercial.
Well, it was Grey's Anatomy. Then Nutcracker. Who I cannot remember where I've seen that guy before.
Oh, he was the original detective in iZombie.
Right.
That
yes.
was him.
Yeah. Good call.
Thank you. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. Okay. The game show host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had and then there was Full House / generic sitcom.
Yeah.
It was like Full House meets 2.5 Men or something.
Or Friends or something.
Yeah.
Because, Dean being kind of like the Joey character eating a lot and sexy
sure.
chicks, whatever.
Son of a bitch.
And I think it's particularly funny because the guy who plays the trickster, Robert or Roger Spike Jr. or whatever his name is, looks a lot like
Uncle.
David Collier, Uncle Joey.
Yep.
Cass keeps trying to
Jump in
and whatever. And then I think it was the Herpexia commercial.
Oh, God.
Or the Herpexia... No. It was the game show and then the Herpexia commercial.
Okay.
Because it was the... during the game show, Sam was like, we just got to play the roles. So it was a commercial and then the Full House, whatever, sitcom thing. And they're like, how long do we have to do this? And
then it was CSI, right?
Yeah. But before that, Trickster shows up in the Full House episode, and he's like, Dean's like, we gotta play the roles. He's like, okay, you gotta play the roles in here, but you gotta do it out there too. The whole Sam needs to be Lucifer's vessel, Dean needs to be Michael's vessel, and they're like, you're just a trickster, why do you care? Then it's the whole CSI thing.
They try to kill him again. Doesn't work.
But then it does, they kill the guy that they think is the trickster.
Right.
But then they think that they killed the trickster. And they wake up. Or Dean is there. Sam, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. Knight Rider.
Delightful.
And then they figure out that based on the fact that the trickster seemed to know Cass and the way he reacted when they were talking about Lucifer and Michael, they realize he's got to be an angel. So they trap him in the holy fire. And that's where it gets really interesting, because he reveals he's Gabriel, right?
Right.
So, Gabriel's an archangel. But his, for lack of a better pronoun, his role was messenger.
Right.
To Mary. Telling her, you will conceive of the Holy Spirit, bear a son, and you'll name him Jesus.
Gabriel had one other messenger moment in the Bible, but I can't remember who he spoke to, I think.
I don't know.
Okay.
But Mary said yes. What happened in that scene that we just saw? He delivered a message.
He delivered a message.
He said, you will be the vessels.
And they said no.
And they said no. It's very subtle.
That is interesting.
But it's so cool. Like, if you are a Catholic geek like I am, and like you are, that's really cool. That's really cool that they made that character Gabriel.
That is.
The messenger.
And I didn't pick up on that the first time.
No. Or even the second guy. We've watched this episode more than once.
Right.
I mean, I'd wager that it's probably maybe the fourth time we watched this episode, but he will always be the messenger. And that juxtaposition of Mary's yes and Sam and Dean's no.
Right. Especially if you believe, as we do, that Mary had free will, could have said no,
Yep.
but said yes, and that was kind of a big deal.
Kind of really a big deal.
Yeah. She could have straight up said no.
She was conceived without sin, without original sin. The only human being, aside from her own son, who's also God. But she's the only pure, 100% human born without original sin. But she still had free will.
Right.
It's a beautiful mystery.
It'd almost be fun to toy with the idea. Was there another who said no? I guess you could argue Eve, in a way.
Yeah. Mystery.
Mystery spot.
Yeah.
Huh. That is interesting. We said a lot when we first watched this show. It was fun when they did their research into theology and toyed with actual tenets of the church. They did their research, and it made it that much more enjoyable. Past 7 seasons or so, they're just kind of like, let's just do something. Whatever.
Yeah.
But they really tried to play up the supernatural theme by actually doing theological, pagan, historical, like a bunch of different research. And I think that feeds into it. Now, was Mystery Spot an actual reference? Probably not.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
But as a Catholic and...
The way
Like
we
it-
use the word mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool... theory to play with, even if
Yeah.
it wasn't their intention, the writer's intention.
Right.
But yeah, it really, and I'm sure I'm sure it struck me before, given that this is probably the third, maybe even the fourth time I watched this episode.
Mm.
Probably only the third, actually, to be honest, but
It's possibly we've watched it to a time we don't remember.
yeah, but so I'm sure I've made that comparison before.
Maybe.
But I don't think it's an accident that,
Gabriel has that role.
that they made this character become, because he is the one that tells them,
Right. And
these are going to be your roles, and
And
they're
it-
like, no.
yeah.
Now, I understand Mary's yes. I understand Sam and Dean's no.
Sure. What they were being told were two very different things. Accept Satan into your body is not the same.
That's a big no.
That's a solid no for
Oh.
me, bruh.
Always no, 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 and no. I
And-
saw The Exorcist. I don't know go back to that shit. No.
And in the show, Gabriel is not being told to do this from on high.
No, he's doing it on his own.
Force a habit.
But knowing what we know about
Chuck.
Chuck, God, Chuck, whatever. This is all part of his story anyway.
Sure. So maybe he was somehow...
Thinks he's doing it on his own.
Maybe he was influenced. Or straight up forced.
Now, I know that Gabriel does die. I can't exactly remember the circumstances.
Me neither, because they did it several times.
I remember there's a weird, like, porn video involved at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Scream 3, Randy coming back.
Was that Scream 3? I thought it was Scream 2 he died.
He died in 2, but in 3...
Oh, the video thing.
Yeah, the video thing.
Right.
So it was kind of we need to bring Gabriel back, but we can't bring Gabriel back because he's very much dead. So let's do this. It was the video essay thing. It was a similar situation.
Okay.
And yes, he was surrounded by women. Because trickster.
And he had a cheesy mustache.
Right. Sacrilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. I like it.
But that's all I got.
That's all I got. I would love for him to make one more appearance in the final season somehow. I don't know if they can, but I'd like it.
Flashbacks and or director role, because he goes on to direct a few episodes.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
yep.